It feels so good to be back in my happy place. Hey everyone, I'm having a little bit of a walk. It doesn't look like much right now, but soon this will grow again. This will be beautiful. Goldenrod. I can see Dogbane, which is an amazing cellulose fiber used by the native tribes. See those reddish stalks with the seed pads hanging from them? That is So that was really cool. I just met Juan, is his name, and he asked me, he said, you carry a bunch of sticks around with you too. And so I told him it was Dogbane, and he was really interested in learning how to twist it into cordage. And so I just gave him a really quick 5-minute tutorial to show him what it looks like out in the field and how to break it down and remove the inner pith so that you can access the fibers, and showed him just kind of the basics of how to identify it and make it into cordage. So that was really fun. And I actually have a video that I've been putting together, just showing my full detailed process of it. But yeah, so sometimes when I walk on trails, I get a little bit just wary of other people. I really enjoy just being out here alone. But that was a very positive encounter. So yeah, I'm glad I stopped here. I was teaching flute lesson today, and just had some time and I wanted to just see what was starting to bloom, if anything, yet. It is the end of March. It's actually day 2 of spring today. And so, you know, nothing's really growing yet, but it's really nice to see everything, how it is in between. So, and it's really fun now being able to identify things amongst all the dying and dead branches and just the stuff that hasn't grown yet. I see some sumac over here, which is what I used in my latest sweater that I just knit. So it's these berries in the trees right behind me here. Those are sumac berries, and I used those to create a gray color on the yarn in the sweater that I am finishing up in this video today. So they're pretty dead. You can still get tannins out of them, I think, but that's what sumac looks like on the off season. And this is actually the location that I foraged the pokeberries from, which was the other color I used in this same sweater. So I will show you what pokeberry bushes look like when they are completely gone. Completely gone. But yeah, I'll show you where I got those from. It's just really interesting to see at the different stages of life in Mother Nature. These trails that I'm walking right now are goldenrod, and I'm going to flip the camera around so it's a better view, but you can see goldenrod and sumac. So those big clumps of berries sticking out, those are sumac berries. And in the summertime, this is all filled with goldenrod and all kinds of other wildflowers. It's just so beautiful. So right up this path that I'm walking, you can see I'm heading toward more sumac berries. A year ago, I wouldn't have known what most of this was, but I just gradually learn. Every time I go out, I try to learn to identify just one new thing, which right now would be pretty difficult since everything is dead. But that's a sumac tree. Actually, this time of year, when things are not growing, is the ideal time to learn where your sumac trees are, because they're very easy. That's one of the easy things to identify, because you can actually see through all of the growth. All of those berries just sticking up. So fascinating how in just another 4 weeks, 6 weeks, this is going to be all green again. I also found this piece of lichen. I believe that this is a powdered ruffle lichen, so I can add this to my collection. And I can use this to dye yarn as well. I found more Dogbane and sumac. all together. This is another one that if you know what to look for, it can be fairly easy at this time of year to identify by the brownish red stalks. And these particular ones, you can see the open seed pods on them. So you can see through all of the growth, and all of those seed pods are just another hint that hidden in here is an amazing cellulose fiber. Makes the strongest cordage of any plant. And our native tribes made all kinds of fishing nets and other types of rope and cordage and bags out of this plant material. So here's some Dogbane. This one just pulled easily out of the ground. This is completely ethical to harvest this. At this point, it's just going to continue to die, and the fibers are really great right now when the stalks are at this brownish reddish stage. So what I'll do is take all of the smaller branches off of it and just bring home this long stalk here, and I can use that for fiber. And the seeds will blow and continue to grow in this area. So I'm just bringing home a small handful of Dogbane today. I did not bring my clippers with me because I wasn't expecting to come out and do anything but take a little bit of a walk and talk to you guys. But yeah, just a nice little handful. I think there's a bunch I can forage maybe next week. And now I've seen kind of where it is over here. And yeah, I think I can get to some more of it before some new growth sets in. Okay, so now I'm gonna head back to the car so that I can get home and eat some dinner, and then I will hopefully be finishing my sweater tonight. I just have one cuff of one sleeve to do. I've thought that it's going to be finished for like the last 3 nights. Like, oh, I just have this little bit to do, just the cuffs on 2 sleeves. And it has just taken so much longer than I imagined. Look at this big tree. Hold on. It's like this massive tree. I don't know what kind of tree this is actually. It's very big. Alright, I promised I'd show you the pokeberry bushes. They're all in this mess somewhere. Yeah, it's a big mess. But this is where I foraged from. You really can't find them right now. Here they are. Here's my pokeberry bushes. The branches get very heavy and they just kind of fall over. And yeah, these were pokeberry bushes. And all in here too. That was really nice. I miss taking these walks. They're great opportunities, not just to forage things, but for me, it's just clearing my head and just really being quiet and not really worrying about things and stressing about anything. Just enjoying the absolute like wonder of nature and the beauty. Even when everything is dead, it's still somehow so beautiful. So, just some thoughts for today. So let's see, I'm gonna go home and eat dinner, and then later tonight I am going to finish the sleeve of that sweater, and this weekend I plan to start getting ready for some new cast-ons. So I've got a little bit of project planning that we're gonna do, and yeah, maybe see if I can finish something else that's kind of close. I'm not sure. I'm kind of in a starting mode because I'm about to finish a pretty big project. So, but I still have so many WIPs that need working on. So we'll see, maybe one of each, maybe 2 or 3 cast-ons and one older project. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed all of the natural beauty, and welcome to my car. I'm not going to show you any more of this because it's a disaster. I didn't think I was going to get to actually wear this sweater anytime soon because it's just the first few days of spring right now. And so the weather it's in and out. Some days it's a bit warmer, definitely too warm for something like this. But today we've got this rainy, cool, misty, damp day, and it's definitely the perfect day to wear this nice cozy sweater. So this is the Basic Stripe Sweater by Anne-Katrine Stoll, and she is a German designer, I think, and I knit this in my Cuddle base. So I have a new base in my shop called Cuddle DK. I naturally dyed both colors. The gray is with sumac, and the pink magenta color I dyed with pokeberries. So the pokeberry yarn is still available in my shop with several other shades of pinks. I also have shades of brown dyed with walnuts in my shop. The gray was from sumac, and this was a color that I was dyeing with back in the fall. And this was actually from one of my Halloween releases. So I don't have the gray available anymore. So I totally ran out of the gray when I was looking at what the yarn requirements were for this sweater. I looked at the grams and said, oh, great, I only need 3 skeins, and that's exactly what I have. What I didn't think to look at, I mean, this is one of those things that I should have, as a longtime knitter, known and been aware to consider before starting this project, but I didn't. And that was to check like the yardage of the yarn that the designer used compared to the yardage of my yarn, because we're using different yarns, different bases. So I think she used like an Isager boucle yarn, and hers, I don't remember, but the yardage was much more yards per gram, like not really double, but a significant difference in the amount of yardage required. Also, I didn't think of it because the designer only listed the yarn amounts in grams and not yardage at all. So she kind of left that to the knitter's responsibility to look up if you're not using the same yarn as she did. And I don't know, I just kind of forgot about that step. And that bit me hard in the butt when I ran out of the gray yarn. I had actually knit the body of this a whole like stripe set longer than I did. And I ended up ripping it back once I realized that I was not going to have enough for the sleeves. And I knew that I really wanted the long, oversized sleeves on this. And I did not need to have an extra long length of the body. I think it would have worked still. Like if I had had enough yarn, I would have extended the body one more stripe. And it's not a cropped sweater at all. I've got pictures that I will insert. It's not too cropped because I don't like wearing things too cropped, but the sleeves are definitely significantly more length than the body. But the way that I did it is I did snag one more skein of the pokeberry yarn from my shop. This is, what color was this one? I'm trying to remember the name of the color. Passion fruit. I think this was the passion fruit colorway. So I had like 4 of them in my shop. So I snagged one. So there's 3 left now. And I added that to the one that I had reserved for this project because I knew I was going to run out. And what I did was, once I was running low on the gray at that point in the pattern, when I was starting the next section, instead of continuing with the gray at this point, I added just one more 2-row little mini stripe of gray. And then I started the patterning again as if the patterning had started with the little gray stripes instead of the pink stripes. And then I just proceeded in the opposite color order. And I measured it out for both sleeves so that I would have exactly what I needed. I had split the gray yarn ahead of doing the sleeves so that whatever quantity I had was split into 2 equal parts so that I would have the same amount for both sleeves. And I think that it looks really balanced. I'm actually really happy with the way that it turned out. And I think that, yeah, I love it. I was having so much trouble deciding on my color palette for this sweater, whether I wanted to do the gray as the main color with pink stripes, or whether I wanted to do it this way and the opposite with the pink as the main color. And so now I just get to have a little bit of both worlds there, which is really good. So you might have seen this already because I did post a reel on social media, on Instagram. I also started a knitting TikTok. I've resisted TikTok for all of these years, and all of a sudden now I'm like, all right, let's try TikTok. So I don't think I've gotten any views on my video, but if you guys want to follow me there, it is Stop Drop and Knit. Am I Stop Drop and Knit Podcast or Stop Drop and Knit Fiber Co? It's one of those 2 things. I'll have to look it up. I think Stop Drop and Knit Podcast. Or it might just be Stop Drop and Knit. I have no idea what I am. I think I did it very late at night. So yeah, but it is finished. So I got that done, and I'm going to knit on Waffles the puppy now. And then when I come to you tomorrow, we're going to be planning some new projects, which I have been waiting to do for so long. So I'm so excited about that. I have about an hour now before I need to leave and teach some flute lessons. But I am working on Waffles. This is Waffles the puppy, and he's from Barrett Wool Co. So he comes in like this cute little project bag. It says Happy Bunny Kit, and that is because I actually ordered the yarn to make a Happy Bunny kit because Susan B. Anderson doesn't offer all of her kits at the same time. She kind of rotates through different things, but Waffles uses the same yarn quantities as the Happy Bunny kit. And so I ordered it in this color yarn. I had already noses in like my little notions that from knitting and all kinds of stuffed animals over the years. And so I already had the nose, so that didn't come with the kit because the bunny doesn't have a dog nose, obviously. But he is turning out so cute. So my plan for the next hour or so is to work on him. I'm going to get my laundry in the dryer, so I'm just filming like my voice really quickly before I can't talk anymore over the noise. This is a project that I am knitting for my cousin's little boy. My cousin and his family lost their home in the Palisades fires was it in January? I think it was a little while ago now. Those happened pretty quickly after the start of the new year, I think. So I think it was in January. And they have 2 little boys. and Finn lost all of his stuffed animal friends, and she posted the cutest picture of his stuffed animals, and he was missing them. And I think those exact stuffed animals have been replaced. All of her friends and family, my cousin's wife's friends and family, were able to find like the exact stuffed animals and replace them for him. But I reached out and I said I would love to knit Finn a special stuffed animal. I know it won't be exactly like his, but he's around the age, he must be 4 or maybe 5. He's around the age now that Owen was when I knit his bunny and mouse, and they're still like his besties. So I just wanted to make him a special friend. And so my goal is to get this done within the next day or two. He also has a cardigan that he wears, and I don't know that I'll get the cardigan and the hat. I think it's also a hat that comes with the pattern. I don't know if I'll get those done within this next day or two, but I would like to get all of that done sometime this week. So I had procrastinated on this project for a bit. About a week ago, I had knit the head, and so last night, when I was finally finished cleaning, I did pick up and knit and start knitting the body. And so I just shoved the yarn in here, but look how cute he is. He's so sweet. So Waffles is super cute. And so I would like to finish the body. I might be able to get that done before I need to leave to teach, but I'm just gonna pop in some like progress pictures as I add his arms and legs and tail, and we'll kind of see him all come together. So that is my knitting plan for right this moment. Look at his face. His face is so sweet. He's very cute. I think that I used the wrong size needles for the ears. I can't remember because I did it a week ago, but when I was picking up for the body last night, I noticed that she said use the smaller size needles. And then when I was checking which size needles were for what, I noticed that for the cardigan and also the ears, I'm supposed to use the US size 10 needles. And for everything else, it's US size 8. And I think I missed the memo on switching to the bigger needles for the ears. But that's okay. I think he is still super adorable.
If only I could finish something, run straight through to the end, close a chapter dignified. Damn girl, you did it again. But will it ever be enough when I'm bent on trying to keep it tough? Will I ever settle down, happy with the here and now? Hey mama, could you get up soon? I get so cold in the other room. Here I am, honey, half awake. Get yourself moving and you'll be okay. Morning star, clear and true. Your honesty could pierce my heart right through. Plans are paper, I'm afraid. Get yourself moving and you'll be okay. Hey Pepper, give us a shake in the newborn grass. You're sure to find a snake. Don't let the serpent change your pace. Get yourself moving and you'll be okay. There's a dream weaver that won't let me alone, and it turns my heart into a heavy stone. Look at the maker in the face. Get yourself moving and you'll be okay. Get yourself moving. Get yourself moving. Get yourself moving and you'll be okay.
It is absolutely gorgeous outside right now. It is 76, and in the next 2 hours it's going to get down to 60, and that's still during the daytime. We have this really weird warm spurt, I don't know, gust of warmth for just a few hours today. It's a Saturday, and then we're going to have this huge drop in temperature tonight, back to the 40s. So it's not spring yet, but I am taking advantage of sitting out here by the side of my house where I do, I've got this Dogbane that I collected at the start of this vlog. And so I'm gonna sit here and process it to be able to spin, to get it to the point where it needs to be to spin it on the drop spindle or spinning wheel. So I always do this part outside because it is very messy. There's a lot of dust that comes up from breaking the branches. So I actually haven't done this in several months now because it's been too cold to sit outside and do it, and I just didn't feel like getting all of that sawdust type stuff inside the house. So that's what I'm going to be doing right now. And I'm not going to show the whole process in this video because I do have a video that I've been working on that will detail the full process of it. But I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done. I'm probably just going to sit here and watch like a YouTube knitting podcast or listen to a audio podcast or something. So I don't really want to have my phone on video the whole time right now, but it is so pretty out. The lighting now is not ideal. So I'm going to say goodbye for now, and I'll show you what this looks like when I go in a couple hours. It's freezing. I'm freezing. I didn't make it out as long as I thought. I mean, I've been out here about an hour, but just long enough to finish the first step of processing the Dogbane. So this is what it looks like after you remove the wood pith from the center. Usually I would go one step further than this and remove the outer bark, which is the darker brown. I don't know that you can see that well, but the darker brown, to separate the fibers, which I don't know if you guys can see any little fibers. There's fibers in there. But anyway, I'm freezing and I'm also a little bit sick, so I'm gonna go inside now. Yeah, it's so cold now. Waffles now has legs, but one of them is weird. So this is the first one that I did, and I thought it looked a little short and stubby. I did this one the other night very late at night, and I just finished leg number 2, and I think it looks so much better. So I think you can tell if I put in like butt up. The one on the right is a bit short. I don't know what I did, but yeah, I think I'm gonna have to redo it. So, because they're just different lengths. Short and stubby on the right, and then this one I think looks pretty good. So this is the one I just finished. And yeah, so he's got legs, but I think I'm gonna take this one out now and redo it.